Discovery, go at throttle up. Discovery, go at throttle up. Discovery, go at throttle up.
Okay. How's everybody doing? You're tired, Fulkin? That's a lot of arriving frogs. How's your day? Dude, I've had, I just had one of the, like a lazy day. Just a freaking, just one of those days where like I still did all the work, but I feel like doing nothing. I didn't get much, I didn't get good sleep. I didn't get good sleep. My back's starting to bother me because if I do too many days of manual labor. Back starts to hurt. You moved an oak cabinet. Yeah. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah, it's true, Bree. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I guess we did do a lot of work today. I'm just tired. Nobody asked you, Dinkelberg. Are you in the garage? Do you have a pinball machine or an arcade cabinet? No, not yet. You're eating hash browns and mac and cheese. All right, I will. And despite all your martial arts, I'll still put you in the ground, and then I'll steal your hash browns.
Discovery,
Damn.
go and throttle up.
All your karate skills in the world don't matter, boy, when my fist connects with your head. Just, wow. 2 hits, me hitting you, you hitting the floor. I'm eating barbed wire and pissing bullets. If you can hit me. Surely you cannot move fast. Because remember, the whole point of this is the hash browns. Surely you cannot move fast enough and not spill your mac and cheese and hash browns. That's what I'm saying. You're going to be at a disadvantage here because you're going to have to be holding them, the hash browns, or else I'm just going to take them. Crap, you're right. This is a great conversation. Everyone had the... That's right, Agent. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. That's right. Everybody has a plan before someone just comes up and hits them right in the mouth. Like that guy on the flight? Like that guy on that flight. Indeed. Yep. I don't want that. Okay. All right. So, welcome to Space News, everybody. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I didn't get much done on the office today, and I'm kind of annoyed. But I did discover there is a nice plethora of parts for Tough Enough on Facebook Marketplace. And here's how my day went. Okay, here's how this went. Okay, so I was on Facebook Marketplace this morning, and I don't have a Facebook, so I was using Bree's Facebook. Okay, I was using Brimo's Facebook. I was looking at trucks, and now whenever she goes on Marketplace, it just shows car parts, which is pretty funny. So I start looking around. I'm like, huh. I wonder what happens if I type in, 96 Ford. There's a lot of stuff. When I was up in the city, I never bothered to, like, with Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, I never bothered to look at the, like, down on the Cape. There's a lot of stuff down here. No, Marketplace isn't bad at all. So I started looking around on Marketplace, and I started sending Brimo trucks. And then because I was on Brimo's Facebook page, I started messaging Brimo's mother about like buying trucks. It's like, oh, we should buy EJ another truck. We should buy EJ 3 trucks. And she's like, what? What are you talking about? No, we should buy him all the trucks because I love him. Yep. And then Bree has her Facebook page up at work. Shame. So she figured out what was going on. But she she started going on Facebook Marketplace after that, and she found a a really nice cabinet that people were giving away for free. So we got in the truck at lunchtime on our lunch break and went and got the cabinet. So I'm pretty tired today. It's a big oak armoire. Yep. Sawyer, there is so many parts on there. It's kind of... Dude, let me put it to you like this. There's a lot of part outs because a lot of trucks rust around here. Obviously. So there's parts everywhere. I could probably build 3 of my F-250s for $5,000. I could build 3 of them. Yeah. That's how low the prices are. I showed you one. Should look for XJ parts. Are you going to refinish the cabinet? Brimo wanted to refinish it, and then we put it where we wanted it, and she's like, nah, I changed my mind. No, I should look for Joe. 95. Actually, 95. You know where we should really look for parts? We should look in Kansas for parts for trucks. It looked nice. So, yeah. Yeah, Kyron, that doesn't matter. Kansas? 3D print the parts? I'd need a metal 3D printer. Now, you guys are good to me, Mark, but you guys ain't that good to me. You're not that good to me. You guys helped me get this garage, and I do appreciate that, but we ain't like Ninja over here, you know what I'm saying? Now go get your freaking shine box. All right. So, little bit of space news happening from yesterday. The lunar landing announcement, that is tomorrow, right? Joe Bungus. How's the office walls and insulation coming along? Agent, I have all the drywall spackle done. I just got to sand it. I sealed all the gaps that I wanted. I sealed all the gaps that I wanted to today. Yeah. So, maybe the entire automotive streams will just devolve into me building OBS Fords. Because you could do it. Like, Sawyer, we could build... Dude, the parts are everywhere. Like, I couldn't believe it. I could build another F-250. I could build a 350. We could build a 450 if we really wanted to. I found all kinds of parts because all the work trucks, they're all work trucks. All the work trucks are the ones that are left. So dualies, 5-speeds, 4x4s, plow trucks, they're all rusted out, but the parts are still good. So, like, if you have a good chassis, you could just dude, we could... And they were pretty fairly priced. Could you build a Titan 2? I've hugged the Titan 2. Does that help, Mark? Crane trucks? He said, I'll get you a picture. Hold on. I'll show you. Let me show you some of the stuff that I found. Here's one. I'll show you a picture. Here. Take a look at this. There we want. I'm going to get out of the marketplace posting. Look at this thing. Oh. Hey. Now, there's no crane trucks, but that could be made into a crane truck. We could put a crane on the back of that thing. You know that there are CNC lathes made out of 3D printed plastic parts and rails and some electronics. I did, Kendall, yeah. Challenge rocket engine out of 250 parts. Does it mean your truck will rust as well? No, I'm not driving my truck in the winter. No way. Kerbal Outlaw, make a high-powered rocketry mobile launcher. I'm pretty sure someone would misconstrue that for a missile launcher at some point. It would end up looking like a Katyusha. You guys know what Katyushas are? Freaking, you guys know what Katyushas are? It would end up looking like that. Like a freaking rocket truck. Wait, is this? What is this? It's just invaded every facet of life. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah, there you go. Look at those rocket rails. High-powered rocketry, man. What is that but HPR right there? Oh, my God. Why is there anime? I guess that's one of the characters on Girls und Panzer, yeah. That's the modern one. They switched to tubes instead of rails. I'm confused. Yes, I am. We were talking about buying a truck, Luffy. There's plenty of parts for Tough around here. There's parts everywhere. Like an absurd amount of stuff. Like if we get a couple more tips, no, I'm not asking for money. Please spare me. If we get like tips like we got the other day, I would literally go out and buy one right now. I'd buy another one. I found a 96 with a 460 in it and an E4OD 4x4 for $1,200. The guy was selling it for $1,200 because it has a blown brake line. Yeah, Loopy, we could still do that, sure.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
What are you saying? You'd go and buy. Just got here. Someone, for whatever weird reason, up here in the Salt Belt, there's just a lot of F-250s around like mine. Weirdest thing, I found one in the next town over for nothing. Hey, Kyron gifted us up to Cerebral.
Discovery, go
They
at
should
throttle
have.
up.
These trucks should have rusted out a long time ago. I don't know why there's so many of them. It's very weird. There's plenty of parts too, because from the trucks that did rust out. But Kyron gifted a sub to Loopy. That's all that's wrong. Just a brake line mark. Yeah. It's got a little bit of surface rust. No rot though. I was like, I should buy this right now out of principle. I can fix the brake line. That's easy. Well, okay, you want to hear something weird? Okay. Spot weld and you're good to go. I'll just replace the line, Mark. There's plenty of parts. You can go find brand new axle for the truck. It depends on where the brake line blew, I guess. Even then, there's plenty of parts for these trucks. They made 800,000 of them in 1996. Turns out you didn't have to go to Cali to get an F-250. Yeah. It was fun. I can say that I have the cleanest F-250 in town. Yeah, there's a couple of them driving around. Drove through Fitchburg and Townsend last week, and that is like square body heaven. I don't know why. Dude, down on the Cape, too. What the... Why are there so many of them? How did they not rust out? There's so many of them around, and they're rust-free. I don't understand. I don't understand how this happens. Did I see the new Dodge Challenger? I have not. How many seasons is that gonna last? Oh, Loopy, I'm not driving tough enough in the snow. No. I'll go buy a winter beater before I do that. Anyway, what I was saying. Okay, dude, I have all this land, right? And the move didn't hurt us as bad as we thought it would financially. We're tight on money, but it's not bad. It's like, okay, we don't get to go out to dinner. You know what I mean? We don't order takeout. You just make your food instead. Like, it's not bad. So we have cash left over. And you guys helped me something fierce the other day. You basically recouped all the money I have in on furnishing the offense. So, like, the ceiling, the drop ceiling, the carpets, the drywall, the insulation, the electric, everything. You guys basically covered that. So, like, it's not too bad, right? I gotta be, like, super freaking careful. And the reason why I gotta be super careful, someone, is because I could just pull the trigger on one of these trucks, no problem. What's stopping me? Nothing. That alone, that there's nothing stopping me, dude, is, like, guilt tripping me into not buying things. I'm like, I could just go buy this right now. There's no catch. No, there's no catch. I can just buy it right now and I can fix it. It's like I'm guilt tripping myself into self-control because I would literally just go buy all the trucks that I saw today. Like, I don't trust it. I'm like, I could just, you're telling me I could just buy this? Because for the longest time, I couldn't buy stuff. I didn't have the space. I didn't have my own property. It was hard, but there's no real good place to work on it. Now I have all of that. What's stopping me, right? Like, gotta chill. Shop around. It's relatively cheap to get down. If you have a big enough compressor, you could buy the gun and oil, do it yourself. Oh, I got a truck you can work on if you want. Sure. S, what's wrong? What should I do to drive my Jeep in the winter? Yeah, spray the bottom down with oil. S, what you gotta worry about with that Jeep is the rockers. So the area under the doors. There's just a little pieces, the strips of metal down there. You got to worry about that. I mean, ask Fozzie. He'll tell you too. You got to worry about the rockers. And you got to worry about the spring and shock perches. That's it. Just winterize the hell out of that. Or hit it with Rhino Liner. Someone in chat said you're in a low salt area. I think it was Orion. Wait, really? Hey, Vic. If you didn't know this, I think all of Cape Cod is low salt. No way! That explains that. And Vickers, thank you very much. Here, I got to open that up. Anyway, we'll jump into space news here in a moment. All right, let's do that. But yeah, it's pretty nuts. To buy some donuts, buddy. Also, I found White Claw in the UK is what real men drink. That's awesome. You know what's dangerous? You could buy a boat. Yeah, Luffy, I have enough to store it. I could buy, like, this has not been a thing. I've lived in apartments. I've lived at my parents' house. I've lived in more apartments. This has not been a thing for me. I can't, like, I've never, I could just buy it. I could buy a pool if I really wanted to. I don't know. I'm not buying a pool, but. It's because there's low elevation and most of the town water comes from shallow wells. It's an environmental and population well-being reason. I guess that makes sense. Pool table, yeah. You can buy a boat, you can bring it down to Florida and watch launches from the river. Buy T-34, I think Russia wants to sell them for cheap. I think they may need them more than I do, Mark. But, you could start a goat farm. Yeah. Yeah, Zorox, that's like... All this time I've been pining for more space and more space and more space, and now that I have it, I'm like, what do? Huh. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I second the goat farm. Kit plane. Maybe as a stretch goal. Tarmac pad, burnout pad, nah. Garden to offset food prices. We could do it. Yeah, someone, right. Railroad for the yard, yep. Still want to buy a Bronco. Zenith CH750. Yeah. Helicopter pad. It's too many trees. I live in the woods, dude. Yeah, Loopy, I probably will. An M113. Now you're speaking my language, Winter Scythe. Now you're speaking my language. I'd buy one. I could do that. What's stopping me? I could just buy an M113 if I really wanted. We could buy a Humvee if we really want to do that and just drive, like, Gov Planet. I looked at Gov Planet this morning because I was looking for generators. Turns out there is a very military 10 kilowatt military Cummins generators go for like $500. 10 kilowatts is not anything to scoff at. You should plant a tree that gives you tasty things. Yeah, yeah. Or, I mean, Loopy, or we could buy an APC. F-18, nah, out of my price range. $20 kilowatt is almost achieved its mil surplus. Mark, it's unbelievable. Yeah, GovPlanet has generators left and right, and they're all Cummins generators. They're really nice. Right, Loopy? They're $500 to $1,000 for like 10, 20 kilowatt generators. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power. Or my neighbor has a snowblower. My neighbor has a snowblower with a Tecumseh engine on it. We fix the Tecumseh engine and make the snowblower into a generator with an inverter if we really wanted to. I would, but see, like, that's the thing. How the hell would I hook that up to my panel? I don't know how to do that. Yep. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Turbine generators, you're saying? Oh, I would love to. Arc Blue, yeah. I'd love to make a jet, dude, yeah. Wookie, you put 50K into Astra stock, 4th times the charm. You would need a transfer switch. Windmill in the backyard? Nah, windmills are dumb. Turbine. Watch this. What is this, Linus? Watch Dodge reveal Charger Daytona EV concept. Alright. Here. Okay, let's see. We'll start off space news with car news since we're on the subject. I'm interested. Is this the one with the Turbo 6 in it? Here, let me see.
Coming. But you'll definitely hear it coming.
Yeah.
Dodge.
We just went all electric. Guilty as charged. But we still have our rights. The right to remain loud. The right to be irrational. The right to break form. And push people's buttons. We have the right to dodge convention. See what I did there? And we have the God-given right to save the muscle car. So go ahead, sentence us to life without reason, and throw away the keys. We don't need keys where we're going. All muscle, all electric.
Oh, they're serious. Oh, okay. That's so stupid. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's not live, plus. It's not live, but Jesus, man. Oh my goodness.
Discovery, go
Oh,
and
Panos, help. What? What? Are they just driving it in circles? What are you doing? Wow. Wow. This car sounds like Owen Wilson. Yeah, Daryl, this is the temp setup. Why? Dude, alright. The car looks sharp as hell. I really like how that looks. That looks like an old Charger. I dig it. Honestly,
This is the Charger.
all right, shut up. Can you just like give me the car without the electric motors in it, so I can put a Hellcat engine in it because it looks nice? The car looks great. Oh, I love the car. The car looks fantastic. Right? Yeah, it looks like Kit. No, the actually here, hang on, let's see.
Daytona SRT Banshee.
Charger Daytona SRT Banshee. How many things should we add to the name to make it sound better? All of them. Slap Scat Pack in there. Now we're talking, Stooper. Now we're talking. Charger Daytona Hammerhead Eagle Eye Thrust Jeff. Mr. Dr. Professor Daytona Charger
And because
Banshee.
it's a Dodge BEV, it will be an assault and battery on convention. Like I said when we started, it's a very simple formula. Look like a Dodge, sound like a Dodge, drive
What?
like a Dodge. The first challenge was to make a muscle car aerodynamic. Now, lucky for us, we did this over 50 years ago. So successfully, in fact, that we were banned from racing.
That's
the
true.
original Charger Daytona was legendary for the way it pushed air around its nose cone and through its tail.
Maybe like we should
This
see a picture of what he's
Daytona
talking
will
about
be
now.
legendary for the R-wing pass-through that you see here. Now, those of you in the know probably already spotted the Fratzog logo up front.
Yeah.
That's a clue that we're
That's the old school Chrysler logo. Like real old school. My Corvette outside has that logo on it. The Dodge division right there. That's their logo.
doing something that only Dodge can do. And our patent lawyers will remind you all of that. Now, how about that R-Wing? It looks really cool, right? And the tie back to the Daytona NASCAR is great, but does it actually work? Is this the slipperiest car in the world? Nope. And that's okay, we don't care. We're willing to give up some range to look badass. But it's a huge leap forward from where we are today. Now, it's a concept, so I can't share with you the exact numbers, but to put it into context, think of the aero drag of the
Discovery,
1934
go and throttle up.
Airflow. This was the industry's first aero car. Then fast forward nearly 100 years to today's car, the wide-body Charger. The aero of today's car is 25% better than that car. Our target for this Daytona is to improve another 25% from today's car. That's 100 years of aero progress in a single generation. Not bad, and still badass. Next, it had...
That's not how stats work at all. All right. Dude, that reminds me of that Portal ad. Here at Aperture Science, we shoot the entire bullet. That's 80% more bullet per bullet. to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck. Cave Johnson, we're done here. Have you guys ever seen that? 25 plus 25% equals 50% better. That's how that works, right? Oh my God.
To sound like a Dodge. The Charger Daytona isn't just going to be remembered because of the looks. It's going to be remembered because it's been amplified by its patented sound chamber. While other EVs are
sound chamber, yes. Yeah, they got a word for those. Speakers.
Focused on keeping quiet, we amplified ours. Thanks to the patented Fratsonic chambered exhaust. The output is going to be as visceral as those that came before it.
What is it exhausting?
126 decibels of output.
What?
How loud is that? That's Hellcat loud. That's Tower Fly-By Spill Your Coffee loud.
Top Gun reference.
This BEV exhaust guarantees that Dodge will never go quietly. I don't care if it's an EV. If it's a Dodge, it needs a loud pedal. And the Charger Daytona has the first one ever. But what you really want to know is, can the Daytona do more than look good and wake up your neighbors? Can it perform like a true muscle car? Look, everybody knows EVs are fast. Even the boring ones are quick. The instantaneous torque is impossible to deny. But the visceral experience of a muscle car is more than that. It's more chainsaw than it is cordless drill. So we made sure that the driving experience will be marked with familiar Dodge attributes. The typical single-speed transmission in a BEV, super efficient. But we know that part of what makes a Dodge is the way our power throws your shoulders into the seat back at shift points.
Manual.
So our engineers designed the new Erupt system.
Manual.
It is a multi-speed transmission with an electromechanical shifting experience that's pure Dodge. How unique? Yeah, that's also patented. At every opportunity, we use this new tech to make a muscle car a better muscle car. Now, all going to ask me, so I'm going to get it out of the way. What about the power? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that yet. But what I can tell you is it will share another very familiar Dodge exclusive, direct connection. The Charger Daytona will launch with 3 power levels all the way up to the 800-volt Banshee system. But we're also developing 9 power levels through direct connection. You're going to have 9 total power levels on this car. And all of those power levels will come standard with our exclusive PowerShot push-to-pass system. Direct connection is also going to allow our drivers to unlock the features that they want, like a slam mode, drift mode, drag mode, and yep, even a donut mode. And finally, remember where I started. Probably forgot already. No one wants cars, because everyone is now used to it demands the utility and all-weather capability of a UV. Our designers and engineers raised the bar there as well. The Daytona is adaptable on the inside as well. The combination of the massive rear hatch, it's hard to tell it's there, but it's a massive rear hatch, and folding flat seats make
it's
this
a
Dodge
3-door.
EV play more like
Nice.
a Dodge UV. And with all-wheel drive, that adds not just all-weather capability,
It's a hatch.
but increases performance
That's cool.
substantially.
I like that. That's actually pretty neat.
Look, here's the facts. We didn't ask for the rules to change. We didn't want them to change.
It's just us, bro.
But they did. And we can try to outrun them, but that would be a 9-second pass straight into extinction. Or we can do what we did. Read their rules, study their rules, find their gray areas, then unleash the Banshee. Now trust me, this is not the EV that they want you to have. This is the
Who's they? It's sharp looking. I'll give it that. And they brought the Charger back to 2 doors, thank God. The lizard people. Oh, okay. This sounds like a Rule 8 rally. Who's they? Who are they talking to? I'm gonna go after big EV, man. Damn them big EVs. Them big EV people are trying to turn your dang muscle car into a damn fruit basket. We won't drive fruit baskets around here. One, because fruit is not an automobile. There. Okay, alright. I can't wait to hear the exhaust from this thing. Yeah. Can I just get one without the electric engine in it so I could put like a 440 in the front and just drive that car around? Because the chassis is money. That's a very sharp looking car, if I do say so myself. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, we can just take the electric motors out. I don't care if the gas motor is slower. I don't give a frick. So you'll be able to plug your charger into a charger? Wow. Exclusive first draft from Dodge when they started the project. Yeah. The sound chamber. They have a fratersonic sound chamber or whatever. So literally a speaker that's attached to a pipe that's going into a muffler. Couldn't fit a 440 in it. Hood's too low. Bro, you can fit a 440 into anything if you're brave enough. Yeah, fratersonic. So there's a speaker that's going into a muffler. The speaker literally makes engine noise into a muffler. What? That's... Can we just take that out? Because EVs are already heavy. I mean, I'd assume that's what he's talking about. Fratersonic exhaust, sound chambers. It's literally a speaker going into a pipe. Can you put glass? Rocco, can you put glass packs on? I mean, yeah, I guess. Oh. If the sound chamber fails, does it throw a code and trip your check engine light? Dude, I love the way the car looks, but man, that... Can you check your previous, though? Sure. Also, Dodge made a new SUV. Oh, look, another shoe. Yeah, hard pass. Mycon, what was your last? EJ, check this out. Someone program an engine simulator to create authentic engine sounds. People were showing me this yesterday, dude. Yeah, there's this engine simulator game. Look at this thing. I forget who was showing me this. Either that or they were trying to show me this. I don't know.
Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back.
Hello. You know, the new Dodge wouldn't be too bad if it were a wagon and not an SUV. Rothrin, they had it right. They had it right with the, They had it right with the, Magnum. The Magnum was money, dude. Those things are super freaking cool. Oh, I love it, dude. All right, sorry, I want that. Look at how beefy that thing is. It looks fat. I love it. Oh. I remember there were a few wagon back Tesla conversions. Yeah, yeah. Nah, yeah. See that. Oh. Oh, it's so bland. I love it. It needs wooden panels, country squire style. Yeah. 60 station wagons are amazing. Yep. Anyway. Alright, well, I like the way it looks, fellas. The Charger. I think that looks great. It looks really nice. I really, really like it. I like the looks. Just the whole... Dude, as somebody that likes gasoline engines and EVs, like, I don't really care. You drive what you like, right? Some people need a gas car because they live out in the middle of nowhere and there's no charging network and there's no EVs. That just doesn't work. If you live in the city, you can drive a gas car too. It doesn't matter. Like, you buy what suits your needs, right? I get it. All right. This just, for some reason, that whole sales pitch came off as very condescending. Like, oh, hello, how do you do, fellow gas people? Do you hate EVs too? Well, we're making sure that we're not making an EV like everybody else. Ours makes noise. How do you do, fellow kids? It's like, all right. We're not gonna let them do this. It's a 9-second pass into extinction. You will eat bugs and like it. He knows his customers, though. All black Dodge Ram, dudes. There's a lot of action in these pictures. Dude, I will take my straight pipe Coronet over that car. Yeah. I was driving it around today. How's the progress on the office? I got all the spackle down, Jim. Joint compounding drywall is a time-consuming process. Yep. My e-bike sounds better. And just like muscle cars today, regular folks can't afford it. I think the car... Hey, who's that? Firebird! How you doing? I'm doing all right, man. Just put me to sleep for 15 years and wake me up when all the cars are EV, please. Tired of the fighting. Yeah, tuning. You know, like, dude, this is something that you yourself changed my mind on this. Like, I was talking about how I don't like new cars, right? And I think you said something along the lines of, dude, it doesn't matter. You know, today's cutting edge tech is going to be I remember back in my day, it was super simple. Like, I get it. I get what I see what you're getting at. You told me that one time, dude. Probably about a year ago. You know what? I was like, you know what? You're kind of right. I don't really care. I don't care what's powering it. I really don't. If it goes fast, it's cool. But I don't need it to mimic a gasoline engine, right? Like, that's strange. Like, yeah, that was you. Yeah. I was talking about how, you know, I think I said something like, oh, cars started getting too complicated in the late 2000s or some crap like that. I mean, in reality, they're not. They are, but the tech advances. Like, okay, we're just gonna make it the same way from now on, and everybody's driving around Ladas, and you know, it'll just end up like that. Screw that. No, I get it. Like, you're right. I'll admit that. I still like old cars though, but yeah, you're right. Like, you want to buy a new car, buy a new car. You want to buy an EV, buy an EV. You want to buy a gas car, buy a gas car. Who cares? Like, this, like, dude, if I'm gonna buy an EV, I'm buying like, I don't need it to be like, oh, EVs aren't stupid. This EV isn't stupid because it sounds like a gas car. Like, dude, that's so condescending. Dude, the Model S Plaid does not sound like a muscle car, and that goes faster than most muscle cars. It goes faster than any hypercar. It goes faster than a Ferrari. I love it. That's a muscle car. The Plaid is a muscle car. That is a muscle car that is a modern muscle car in every way, shape, and form. It is an unassuming family sedan, and it goes faster than a Ferrari. That is literally the formula for an original muscle car. That's what started muscle car craze. Putting big engines into small family cars. It was an idea that John DeLorean came up with, an engineer at General Motors. Yes, that DeLorean. Yeah, exactly, Tuning. I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. I would call the Plaid a muscle car. Does the Plaid make any noise? No. But when you're in the Plaid, all you hear is the winding of the gears. Oh, I love that noise. I don't know about you guys. Hearing gears spin at high RPM, that oh, that's the best, dude. That's such a good noise. When I'm driving around the Mustang, you can hear the gears go when you pull it. It's like it's such a good noise, man. Yeah. Definitely love my EV. Works pretty good 99% of the time. It's all about application, man. There are times where just EVs don't make any sense. Like, are you gonna have an EV tractor? No way. That's not happening. Not because that we couldn't make one. You know, like if you can make EV tractors, but they would not. They would just, unless your farm has like a third rail or catenaries on it for your tractor, which actually it's not a bad idea now that I'm thinking about it. But that means everybody's gonna have to get that. Blah 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 blah. Right? It's actually really not a bad idea. Basically, make a tractor like a go-kart. Yeah, but EV tractors don't, like, dude, if you're farming a lot of farmland, the downtime, like, the downtime that the tractor's going to have charging, you're going to miss the harvest. I mean, you'd be able to seed any Trent Strixie real fast with an EV tractor. That's actually pretty cool. They usually have a power plant, so more like a hybrid. Oh, okay, yeah, I mean, but that's fine. Like, that's a good application, but, yeah. When battery swapping replaces charging, an EV tractor would work. Tuning, I've been saying that for years. Dude. If you have an RC car, right, and you want to enjoy your RC car, your electric radio-controlled car, right, what do? Put one battery, you buy two batteries, you put one on the charger, you use one. And then you hot swap it, and then you keep going, right? Or if you like airsoft, if you're into AGs, right? You run out of batteries, you carry another battery, you swap the battery on your AEG, and then you keep going, right? We got to figure out a way to do that with cars. Like, Tuning, we got to come up with something akin to like a server rack. You know, like the quick change server racks? We got to do something like that where you could just swap cells, right? Or a power tool, exactly. Yep. That's a better example, silly, right? Yeah, Fistus, dude, you're right. The second we come up with like swappable batteries, that's a good idea. A quick swap battery, that would be sick. I mean, Fistus, even if your phone has an integrated battery now, anybody that spends a good amount of time on their phone, what are they carrying with them? An extra battery pack, right? Like the batteries from The Martian. Yeah, well, those batteries I think were an RTG, but yeah. I mean, an RTG permanently charging an electric car is not the worst idea, but there's that whole radiation thing. Thing is, with most electric cars, they double function as a structure. The batteries double function as a structural part to reduce weight. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure that that's a good idea in the long run. That's like making the gas tank part of the frame. Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that. That's not a good idea. Yeah, we went from internal swappable battery to external battery packs. What's the gain here? Right. Yeah, a hot swap battery pack would be sweet. That would be really freaking cool. The gas tanks are part of the structure in airplanes. Yeah, and what happens when airplanes impact something in a way you're not expecting? And last time I checked, cars are more likely to hit something than an airplane. So why are we doing integral? What do you think of the gigapress and the monolithic structure? So tuning, I looked into that, and at first I thought the Giga Chad press, I'm just gonna call it that because that's what it is. First of all, the hot casting press is freaking cool that Tesla has for the Model 3, just boom, stamping out those parts. That's really freaking cool. I appreciate the tech. When I first looked into that, I was like, dude, what happens if you get T-boned? Car's a write-off. Dude, you could get into like a 10-mile-an-hour fender bender, and that could write the entire car off, because if you crack the casting, you're screwed. There's no fixing that. Junk. Throw it away. But I looked at it a little bit more, and those subframes, the front and back casted subframe that the Tesla wants now, has crumple zones. It has steel crumple zones in the front. In the front and the back. So if the car gets ended, it's gonna crush. There's like a crush core, like on a race car or a drift car. It's built like that. So not bad, but still, you get hit in the wrong spot. Bye bye. That's game over. My car got written off from a T-bone. Rip. Something like 90% of all car accidents are due to human error. Yep. Demon, I understand what you're saying, and yeah. I don't know, man. I don't want a full self-driving car. I don't want a full self-driving car for the same reason I don't want a full self-flying airplane. Could an airplane take off and land with nobody in the cockpit right now? If you programmed it, sure, why not? Of course it could. You would have trouble. It wouldn't be able to like communicate with the tower, but it could lock into the ILS and land itself, no problem. Pretty much does nowadays, but I don't want to be in a spot where, you know, something goes wrong and the autopilot tries to like land a plane with no landing gear or something. Now, don't get me wrong. I know we could. There's ways to get around that. It's not like, but yeah. Most planes do, King Kitten. With most planes, you can, with most planes nowadays, you can use RNAV, VNAV, ILS. You can do, they basically land themselves. They can land and take off by themselves. If you have the flight plan programmed, it's pretty much good to go. But, dude, I like self-driving cars. I think that's cool. I don't think it should be mandatory because, you know, what if that thing parks you up a tree? You have no say in the matter? No. I believe it or not, I like the way that Tesla does it. You have to have somebody in the driver's seat and they have to be paying attention. I also like the way that Ford does it too. Ford has like lane assist and like adaptive cruise control and stuff. And if you take your hands on the off the wheel, the car will yell at you. It'll just be like bung, 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 bung. Most landings are not auto land. The pilot still puts it down manually. Oh, I know, Jim. I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm saying it could land by itself. That's totally doable. But yeah, no, I'd prefer a pilot at the controls. Just same thing with cars. Same thing with cars. I mean, Dragon lands itself on a tiny floating platform. Yep. Victor, the prevailing joke of the A330 is that a flight crew is a dog. Flight crew is a dog and a man. A man's job is to feed the dog. The dog's job is to bite the man in case the man touches something. Yeah, silly. Yep. Anyway, I don't know, fellas. Let's I don't mind EVs at the end of the day. I don't need my EV to make gasoline car noises. That's very strange. With that being said, that charger looks very nice. It's very pretty. I really, really dig it. That's, oh, man. A 2-door charger. That's cool. That looks real good. It's a really sharp-looking automobile. I really like it. They brought the Coke bottle back. The Coke bottle is, Chrysler was notorious for giving their cars like an hourglass thing. They called it a Coke bottle line. Because if you look, it's like skinny at the front, or large at the front, skinny in the center, large at the back. It's like an hourglass if you tipped it on its side. The lines look, that's money, dude. They look really good. I really, really like it a lot. But, dude, I want that thing to have like a grunting and snarling 700 horsepower 6.4 Hemi in it, you know? It really reminds me of the 99 4-door Charger concept. Yeah, tuning, I was about to say the red one, but every Chrysler concept car is red from the 90s, so. Yeah, it's a liftback. That's my favorite part, a liftback. Dude, they should make that with a gasoline engine. I think they'd sell more, but, you know, the whole like, oh, you know, EVs, other EVs are dumb. This EV will appeal to your sensibility. It's like, okay. Anyway, Linus, thanks for showing me that. So, I got some pretty insane space news for you. And this space news is coming from Space News. Here. No, I'm serious. Let's flip over into space stuff. Check this out. So, Sky Perfect JSat is a satellite operator operating out of Japan. Sky Perfect, they do communications, television, stuff like that. Back in the day, I say back in the day, and it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but I think 7 years ago is good enough to say back in the day. SpaceX launched satellites for them in the past. Sky Perfect JSat 14 and JSat 16. Those satellites were part of some of Falcon 9's like prototype landing campaigns. So like Sky Perfect believed in the experimental capability of Falcon 9 that we all take for granted today. Keep in mind, there's another Starlink launch happening tomorrow. Now, check this out. You want to see something nuts? Look at this. Space News reported this today. This is an article coming from Space News. It's by Jason Rainbow. Sky Perfect JSat picks SpaceX Starship for 2024 satellite launch. What? JCSat 14 was one of the first Falcon 9 ballistic landing trajectories, something that Falcon 9 does every time a Starlink launches nowadays. Let's read. Sky Perfect JSat said August 18th it has picked SpaceX to launch its Superbird 9 satellite. Now there's a nice Chrysler, vintage Chrysler Superbird. It's a Plymouth, but you get the idea. The Japanese satellite operator said it signed a contract for a mission on the super heavy lift vehicle SpaceX is developing in Boca Chica, Texas, but offered no further details about the agreement. Sky Perfect JSat and SpaceX will continue to work together ahead of the Superbird 9 launch. It's one of the first contracts to be announced by a commercial satellite operator for Starship. That is one of the first, yeah. And the sat is only about 3,000 kilograms.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Dude. And just like they believed in Falcon 9 before, they must believe in Starship. That's unbelievable. SpaceX has contracts with NASA to develop Starship to serve as a lander for crewed missions to the moon. That's HLS. We all know about that. Human Landing System for the moon. Oh, geez, Creeper. What is this? If you link these at the beginning, I have them all teed up. So, Starship, designed to carry 21 tons of payload to geostationary transfer orbit and more than 100 tons to low Earth orbit, is already set to play a critical role. Hey, boys, thanks, buddy. Here, let me switch the scene. Starship, designed to carry 21 tons of payload to geostationary transfer orbit and more than 100 tons to low Earth orbit, is also set to play a critical role in launching a proposed second generation of SpaceX's Starlink broadband satellites. Yep. They're talking about what Starship is, the FAA with the programmatic assessment. SpaceX must first implement. Airbus is building Superbird 9 for JCSat based on its reconfigurable payload platform OneSat. which has previously been used for satellites with a mass of around 3 metric tons. That makes it likely that Superbird 9 would launch with other passengers on its way to geostationary. Jared McLachlan, SpaceX's director of rideshare sales, said August 9th, it is working on the rideshare. Sorry, it's being down the Cape. It's being down the Cape. It's activating my accent dysphoria because everyone on the Cape where I'm at talks like this. Working on the rideshare configuration and small sat offerings for Starship, although it was not ready to announce specific rideshare opportunities. Rideshare. JCSat said it expects Starship operations with Superbird 9 in 2025, when it will use a satellite steerable beams to deliver broadcast and broadband services primarily over Japan and Eastern Asia. The operator said it is expected to invest 30 billion yen, 222 million into the satellite project. Interesting. SpaceX already looking for payloads for Starship. It shows a pretty damn high degree of confidence in Starship's probability of working, don't you think? Keep in mind this is just an agreement. The satellite is being made, right? And it's on a more general satellite bus, meaning the chassis of the satellite is something that's configurable for the launch vehicle, so they could launch it on other things if they really want to. We told you to move to Texas. You could have avoided this thing, but no, dude, I had to stay here. Brimo's job is here, and Brimo's job pays for a good amount of the mortgage, man. So, yeah, I had to stay. I moved to the Cape. Everybody said move to a Cape, so I moved to the Cape. It's not my fault it's not Cape Canaveral. It's Cape Cod instead, okay? I moved to the Cape, though. I have faith it will go up. It's the down part that needs work. I feel more confident about Starship once they actually manage to launch to orbit and come back. Keep in mind, Starship, even at this point, Buck, is still in its infancy. We didn't start seeing any materials made for Starship until like 2018. Although Raptor has been in development since 2016. I'll tell you what. It's 2016, so it's 2022 now. 6 years. That's pretty much in line with other super heavy launch vehicles. Like, that's how long it took to get F1s and J2s good to go for the Saturn V, right? That's how long it took. That's how many propulsion tests they did for the Space Shuttle. The Space Shuttle was 1972 to 1979. That's pretty much in line. For the most part. Long lead propulsion, right? The propulsion is always your long lead. Every rocket, every like launch vehicle centers around what's powering it. If you didn't have the engine there, it's literally just an aluminum tube. And I don't need to tell you what you can do with an aluminum tube, okay? To be honest, your coverage of launches is better in your home control room. Yeah, of course. Hey, big buddy. Hope you like the house. Would Starship have more variants for rideshare stats, or can it be changed from the Pez dispenser? It's going to have a payload bay. Has to. Has to have a payload bay. But Ciantic, yeah, no, I agree. This is temporary. I'm not gonna stream from a couch permanently. My office, so the garage has space. So like, there's the main garage, right? And just a quick switch. Like, I'm in a cathedral of a freaking garage right now. See? I'm in a freaking cathedral of a garage. And the acoustics in here are really nice. And the lighting is fantastic for anything. I don't need to set up any lights or anything. The lighting's perfect. Except it highlights my bald spots. But hey, whatever. It's alright. Getting old. What do you want? JSAT signed a contract with Blue Origin in 2018 for New Glenn. So this isn't their first crazy contract signing. Okay. So Ciantic, my...
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
My setup will be back by next week. My main setup. There's a space attached to the back of the garage, dude, and it is unfurnished like this. Now, the acoustics in that unfurnished back of it is not as good as they are in here, because the back of it was added. So I needed to insulate it. It was uninsulated for the most part, so I needed to insulate everything. So I've been working in the mornings, putting in drywall, insulating the outlets. I haven't messed with the electrical, just the wires are run. I'm not doing that because I don't want to electrocute myself. Could I? Yeah, probably. Am I? No. I don't need to burn the garage down. That would be bad. So give me like till next week, till next Tuesday. And yeah, that should be all up and running by then. I'll be back to my green screen with the setup and everything. Like, it'll just be a normal setup. It's just in a different location. Paulus, you finished your internship today. Thanks for being the teacher that you are, man. I wouldn't be where I am today otherwise. Wow, man. That means a lot coming from you. Right on, dude. Yeah. You just got to put foot to... I mean, excuse my language, but Paulus, you just got to put foot to ass, dude. It's just what you got to do. Hell yeah, man. I'm freaking proud of you. You hear that? Some random dude on the internet is proud of you. No, that's awesome, man. Good for you. Fix the Dodge, let me see. Oh, don't you dare, Rothrin. Don't you dare. Kind of like the grill in the background? Yeah, don't worry. That'll be coming when there's more automotive streams. I want to make it so I basically have my office here. Like, don't get me wrong. I could have set up my office in the house. That wouldn't have been a problem. I could be streaming. We could be playing Kerbal in the basement right now. But I'm springing for it. I'm springing for the better setup. I want a setup where if we want to switch the category to working on the truck, I can do that just as seamlessly as switching to another game. Like, do we want to play Car Mechanic Simulator on the computer, or do we want to play Car Mechanic Simulator in real life? I can do either one. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make a studio setup here that makes it so working on the cars would just be like something we can do during after hours, because I can make noise at night and it's really not a big deal. The acoustics are amazing in here, and this blocks sound. You could scream. I could scream right now. Well, I'm not going to. That's a really weird example. I can be loud, and you can't hear it. You can't really hear it outside unless you're, like, standing by the building. So, yeah. Cientic and everybody else wondering why I'm, like, all of a sudden I started streaming on this weird, sketchy-looking couch with a grill behind me. This is just a temporary setup, guys. It's just a temp setup. Yeah, Ralph, I can't stand them. And you just garage, nobody can hear your stream. Yeah. Simultaneously, in the office area, it's a 12 by 12 room, so it's pretty big. I'm trying to make it so, like, I can seamlessly switch to, like, racing. Like, I don't have to go set the stupid wheel up. I'm going to make a racing rig, and just be able to switch the camera and, like, move the racing rig into place, and we could just drive. Like, it's not going to be me sitting in my desk chair with a steering wheel like this and the shifter right here. I'm going to get a much more realistic setup. We'll build the racing rig in here for an auto stream. It'll just be a different kind of auto. You know? So trust me, dudes, I have plans. And the reason why I'm only doing Space News this week is because basically in the mornings, I've been getting up at 7, 8 o'clock. Coming out here and doing work in here. Doing work on everything. Yeah. It's a lot of work. I've been busting my tail. Like, the garage looks like a damn job site right now. Like, here, I'll show you. Like, you see all the drywall up against the wall in front of the 3D printers over there? And all the lumber on the ground. Like, I've been working a lot. So, yeah, if the couch stream is kind of weird, yeah, I agree. It's a little strange, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of chill. I don't think it's the right kind of avenue for Space News. I need my, like, studio setup back to that, you know? Office area wired up for the electrical load. Yeah, I have my electrician coming, tomorrow or Saturday, believe it or not. Yeah. Yeah, it's wired up. We actually looked into this yesterday. There's 50 amp service into the garage, and it's a double breaker. So, actually, I could support 240 volt out here at 50 amp. That's not a lot, but we could do that. But yeah, it's all wired already. The previous owner did all the had an electrician come and do all the wiring is the right way to say it. This place is hooked up. It is hooked up. Like, look, we got high, like, look at, like, I don't know if the camera can really drive home how bright those lights are. Yeah, it definitely can. Look at those LEDs. You can see the reflection on the lens flare. Yeah, this place is hooked up, dude. It's ready for power. Basically, that guy wanted to make that room into a spray room, and I'm going to make it into an office instead because the guy I bought the house from was a painter, and he operated his painting business out of this garage. I, too, am operating my business out of the garage. I mentioned that to him, and that was one of the reasons he sold the house to me. He told me that later. 240 volts, so we could weld in here, W. We could weld in here if I get it hooked up, if I get the right outlets and the wiring done. Are you keeping Mission Control? Any ideas for changing it? Yeah, I'd like to keep the green screen. I like keeping the green screen because with the green screen, I like doing the weatherman thing and like pointing at stuff. And I can't really do that with this setup. I mean, this is okay. It gets the point across, but I don't think it's as professional for Space News. I mean, as professional as I am, right? So... And you can see how I use the garage. I did give him the streaming. He has the URL. He knows I stream. I told him about it. I did the thing that I always say. Like I said, I was a contractor for Amazon, and the guy that moved, he had like he had a kid. He had a son that's like 9-10 years old, and he knew what Twitch was. Yeah, the kid knew what Twitch was, so I explained it. I explained what I do, and the kid was like, "Oh my god, he's a Twitch streamer." I'm like B-list at best, man. You can future-proof the garage for EV charging state. Yeah. Something about your mic doesn't sound as good here. Maybe just because it's not as close. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's I'm doing work with the office, fellas. I'll have my more run-of-the-mill setup done sooner rather than later. And then we can start building the racing rig. I can start doing auto streams. My plan is to basically do auto streams in the morning, take a break, right? Work on the truck a little bit, take a break, and then start at noontime. Go eat lunch and take a lunch break, start it at noontime, and do early hours, Space News, and after hours. That's the plan. You know, I have all these resources available. You're damn right I'm going to use it. It would be cool to put an overview camera in the garage. Oh, Ciantic, I've been actually talking with Das about camera solutions here. For the people that don't know, you know that, like, Starbase Live, that whole thing, the camera solutions there, that's what I'm talking about. We got something. We got something in the fold. We got something in the fold plan that you guys will probably dig it. The commute for lunch will be brutal. Yeah, I know. Remote control PTZ cameras. Yeah, that's the idea, Buck. You wanna be the cameraman for one of the auto streams in the morning? Just saying. But yeah, my long-term goals are to get plumbing out here, so I can have a little kitchenette, so I won't need to take a crazy lunch break. But yeah, that's not in the budget for right now. That's for later. Nice, Aqua, yeah. Alright, anyway. Next bit of space news. You do camera work. If I live nearby, you would volunteer. Cool, cool. So, speaking of actually setups here, check this out. Tim hooked this up. Termed the Everyday Astro Boy. No, this is Tim Everyday Astronaut. He bought a truck, and yeah, this is an old news van that they converted for streaming setups. That is really freaking cool. That's really impressive. Yeah, really, really freaking cool. Yeah, that's a really awesome setup. Give me 1 second. I got a message. Give me 1 second. I gotta read this. Oh, somebody's here. Hi, Brimo. What is this?
$650 is what that is. But hot new thing for street. I don't know.
What? It's a Stream Deck?
It's a Steam Deck.
Steam Deck?
It's their new console.
Do you want to buy one?
I did 6 months ago, and I reserved the most expensive one. And I said, well, he could just write it off if we need to, because it's technically could be for work. But they've just picked the most inappropriate time to send it to me.
They sent it? They're sending it to you?
No, it's not paid for. It's not paid for. I have to complete my purchase. I only have 2 days to complete my purchase.
Did you shut the door?
It's probably the wind.
Yeah, you know how you can prevent the wind from opening the door? Shutting it. I'll be right back. Tell them what's up.
Chat, we're broke and my Steam Deck reservation just came through and they need to know by Sunday if I want a Steam Deck. That's what's up. And it's gonna be $650 and I'm broke. Because some idiot decided they were gonna reserve the most expensive version.
That was not me, by the way.
It was me. Do you have 2 kidneys? It happened to you guys too? Maybe, I guess I won't get it then. I didn't know if chat cared if you showed them a Steam Deck or not, or I don't know.
What is a Steam Deck? I don't even know what that is.
It's a Switch, but it plays the computer games from Valve.
It's a Switch?
No, it's like their version of a Switch that you can play anything you have on Steam on it. It runs Linux. I was telling you about it when they announced it.
Discovery.
It's a
go and
handheld that you can play computer games on.
How? Like, is it powerful enough to play Steam games on it?
Yeah.
Huh. Or do you, like, have to stream it from a computer or something?
No, it has the games on it itself.
Huh. Who subbed?
I don't know, I missed it.
Oh, okay. 650.
I know, that's why I'm like, no, I had to get the most expensive one.
I mean, if you have the cash, do it.
I don't.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't have the cash.
I reserved one and I can't, yeah. If I could just, I don't know.
Hey, can you just be on here for a second? I gotta go use the restroom.
Oh, okay.
I gotta take a pee-pee. I'll be right back.
Did he make popcorn out here? Why does it smell like popcorn, chat? He did make popcorn. Yeah, I shouldn't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I just need it. Here's the deal. Here's the deal, Chet. I needed EJ to tell me no, because I wasn't sure if he was interested in showing it to you guys and, like, I don't know, playing Kerbal on it or something? I don't know.
Houston, Tranquility
Oh,
Base
thanks for the
here.
50
The Eagle has
bucks.
landed.
I don't know where to look for the message. I don't know how this works. Yeah, I needed the confirmation no. Bye. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice to have, not a need to have, exactly. Cursing, of course I decided I needed to get the most expensive one, like 6 months ago, though. Because I was like, by the time it'll be here, I'll have the money for it. LOL house. You had to get that from your wife, too, Fire Fist. I can't get a different model than what I reserved, Def. House goes lol, exactly. I can't delay it that I can see. It's fine. I'll just get them when they're more widely available. Yeah. Exactly, Hunster. Exactly. House, Steam Deck, I think we got the right one. Yeah, it's not, yeah.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Thanks for the subspace. Dude, this house thing is like a big deal, and I'm like, how am I liking the house? I love the house. But I can't, I'm having a, so, chat, I'm not very good at chores, or I haven't been very good at chores in the past. And with the house, I have to, like, get into a routine of chores, because otherwise I'm just gonna, I'm never gonna clean the house, and that's not a good way to do it. But I haven't had time to figure out what that routine is. So it's like, I don't know, I'm stressed. The other day I was like, hire a maid. Room a day was my thought. That was kind of my thought. But it's like, so we moved in. So I had 2 weeks off, right, chat? The first week we packed up the apartment and moved what we could. And then over the weekend, everybody helped us move. And then we had until, so we were moved in by Monday. And then my parents came on Thursday. So we had like 3 days to kind of chill, but not really. And then my parents just left on Tuesday. And now, today I have to go, I'm going to a bachelorette party this weekend. So it's like, I don't know. Daily, weekly, monthly list.
Okay.
Gotta find out when you run out of towels.
What?
I don't know. I'm talking to Chad about how I can't seem to, like, life won't calm down for 5 minutes so I can catch a break and get into a cycle.
Yeah, that's life. It happens.
What is... Oh. Life go burr, exactly. And life's not gonna stop going burr for a long time. For at least another few weeks, chat. You like it, Mycon?
People just decided to have weddings. Like right around the time we moved.
Yeah, I know. They definitely didn't plan those.
Damn them and their
Years
happiness.
before we decided.
Yeah, right.
Somebody gave you a $50 donation, but I didn't know where to find the message.
Who did that?
Space I...
Kopi.
Aw. Thanks, Kopi.
I have one and you should too. We could use a wedding here. A wetting here. You're in an extreme drought. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's alright. Anyway. Are you off to the thing, speaking of weddings?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to. My ride messaged me and was like, don't make it a rush to get here because I'm panicking. So.
Who's panicking? You're panicking or your ride is panicking?
My ride is panicking. Here.
Yeah, SKS, I see. I gotcha. Well, good luck. You want the stream deck?
No, I shouldn't. I won't do it.
Okay.
I just needed a confirmation no. I needed somebody else to be like, no, we shouldn't and we can't. Because part of me was like, maybe he would want it for work. But
What am I going to use that for?
you could be like, look, you could play Kerbal on the Steam Deck. I don't know.
Oh, nice, SKS, yeah. We were not good negative confirmation sources, yeah. They're not fully fleshed out, though. You're still buggy. Alright, let it go, then.
Yeah, I'll get it another day. Steam engine generator.
Oh, yeah, okay, we could do that. Sad Bremo is sad.
Exhausted Bremo is exhausted.
Alright. I got the cat. Okay. You could play Flight Sim and fly 747 while being in a 747. Oh, nice, SKS. Nothing is broken for us yet. Knock on wood. Anyway. Alright, back to space news. Okay, let's see what the next thing is. Let's take a look. So there's that. Ooh, not the most ideal news here, fellas. Oh no, it was totally great for like 6 weeks. Cool. Okay, so this is been looking for the last hour. How goes it? Good. Hey, how's the office? I have to sand a lot of drywall after this stream. I got all the spackle done today. Speckle. The joint compound. I've learned to not use a lot of it and get it done right. So I basically had to redo it. But either way, it's still a time-consuming process. It's really annoying. Anyway, here, check this out. Not the most ideal news. This is coming from Jeff Faust. NASA's Lori Glaze says a termination continuation review of the Psyche mission is expected in early November after completion of an independent review.
Go and throttle up.
Oh dear. Atlantic, gifted a sub to Rothran. There you go. Uh-oh. Lori Glaze says a termination continuation review of the Psyche mission is expected in early November. Yeah, that's not good. The Psyche mission is a mission to not necessarily mine an asteroid, but it's a mission to the Psyche asteroid, which is a Trojan asteroid. It's gigantic. It's supposed to contain a good amount of rare earth metals. Is that a Falcon Heavy mission? It's scheduled for a Falcon Heavy, but Psyche apparently has been very poorly implemented, from what I understand. If, like, say, like, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 represent, like, a good
Discovery,
space mission.
go and
Like,
throttle up.
Perseverance. Step 1, we got to figure out what we want to build. Step 2, build it. Step 3, test it. Step 4, integrate it. Step 5, launch and do the mission, right? This thing looks like if you told a 3-year-old to draw a straight line. It's all over the place. The Psyche mission it hasn't been funded properly. It hasn't been funded properly. It hasn't. they've missed deadlines. It's not good. It's not following systems engineering, not even close. They're all over the place. So underfunding and then overfunding, like I think is what's going on with it, and it's well behind schedule. It's even if they do keep going with it, it's not gonna steal the underpin. Yeah, right. Like James Webb, it's kind of like that, Sebi, but from what I understand, it's more of them just not doing the right thing at the right time. Yeah. Like the steps are all out of order. It's like step 3, step 2, step 4, step 1, step 5. It's not the best. Isn't it overweight for Falcon Heavy too? Yeah, it's not good. It's not really good. But hopefully they can. It's still relatively early in the Psyche mission. That's supposed to go out to the Psyche asteroid. I think it was 2024. So we're still a little ways away. But the closer we get to 2024, the further we get away from like when it started flying, or when they put the mission on the books, the more expensive it is. It's going to fix. A good example would be James Webb, but James Webb was out of steps for different reasons. With James Webb, they basically... Okay. Anybody here watch Silicon Valley? You know the part in Silicon Valley where Nelson Bighetti is working for Hooli?
Discovery, go
Right?
throttle up.
And Gavin Belson comes in and he's like, okay, you guys are my advanced R&D team. What have you been doing? He's like, yeah. We have a phone that you can communicate telepathically with. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. When is that going to be ready to go? When that technology exists. So, I don't know. It probably will happen in like the next 5 to 10 years. That's literally what happened with James Webb. That's why it got so damn expensive. Because they were like, we want to make a telescope that can see like 6 times further. Stop. Want to group chats. What can you do? We want to make a telescope that we could see at least 6 times further into space. Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, what technology are we going to use? Oh, yeah, that hasn't been invented yet. Yeah, that's basically what happened. And then they said, oh, well, that technology that we said hasn't been invented yet? That technology did end up getting invented like a good ways into the mission. And you know what? It's not what we thought it was, so now the mirrors don't work like we think they are, so we got to readjust it. That's basically what happened. It was all over the place, but for the different reasons. But either way, per systems engineering, the further you are into a project, once you start changing the goals and stuff, and if you don't follow the steps correctly, yeah, it's going to end up creating a lot of waste that it's going to get more and more expensive the closer we get to 2024. Because that mission is centered around launching the thing to an asteroid. That asteroid has to be in the right place. If it's not, then you're going to have to wait a while till we get to it, till it gets back in the right spot. So, will we be going on site possible for the Crew Artemis launch? Yeah, more likely Viscous, yeah. I would, yeah. I think I'm going to cover Artemis 1 on stream, guys. Just because I don't have any money. Don't have any money. Well, I would have, but I didn't have any money. Yeah, I'm kind of knee-deep in everything up here with the new studio and whatnot. So, I figure, I just spent a good amount of money. We spent a good amount of money getting the new studio and everything hooked up. So I might as well put it to use, right? Get money by streaming Artemis 1 at home. Yep. So Viscous, yeah. Just bought a house to get it. Yep. And then, yeah, maybe we'll build out a mobile streaming rig like Tim's or something. Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, not the best news with Psyche, but it's all kind of contingent. So it kind of is up to that independent review team. If the IRT goes in there and they find a lot of problems, they could just say, nah, never mind. Which is kind of a shame, because Psyche is designed to basically go with another mission that's already been launched called Lucy. Lucy is a mission to the Trojans as well, but it's doing a bunch of flybys around a bunch of different asteroids over the next 15 years. I'm headed down to Cocoa Beach on Monday, I hope it doesn't get scrubbed. Okay, yep. What was this? I heard about you buying more trucks today. Ernog, I don't know what it is. Actually, Orion told me what it is. I think we figured it out. Down on the Cape, they don't salt the roads. Yeah, so OBS Fords are very, very inexpensive. And I couldn't figure it out until another person that watches the stream that lives on the Cape told me. Yeah, they don't salt the roads. We're close to the ocean. You don't need to salt the roads. And we're, like, the groundwater, right? You don't want to contaminate the groundwater because we're, like, we're close to sea level or something. I think that's what it was. Yeah, so they don't salt the roads down here. I didn't know that. I had no idea. So I went on Facebook Marketplace this morning. I was curious. I was like, all right, let's see what pickings there are around here. Dude, gold mine. Gold mine. There are so many parts for OBS trucks. Even clean cabs. Even cabs with minimal rust on them. Like, there's part outs, there's parts, there's everything. I found, dude, with all the part out, like, don't get me wrong, the trucks are getting parted out because they are, the cabs eventually do rot out, even in the snow, right? Like, so there's just parts everywhere, dude. I probably could build like 3. This is not an exaggeration. I was doing the math out in my head with the prices of the parts that I saw, and like, I could probably build 3 or 4. Nah, maybe not 3 or 4. 2 to 3 good F-250s like mine, as clean as mine. I could probably build that for about $5,000. Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, I found my truck. I found another Tough Enough. Another F-250. It's an F-250 XL with a 460 in it and an automatic transmission. 4x2 for $1,200. And the guy was like, yeah, I got to get rid of it. It's got a blown brake line. And I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, I should buy that out of principle. The thing that it has a little bit of rust on it. It's not bad though. It's probably not as clean as mine, but it is literally a duplicate version of my truck with a 460 in it, which is a 7.6 liter engine for the metric people. It's a motor that's designed to towing. It's designed for towing. It doesn't make a lot of power. Buy it, fix it, flip it. I'm really considering it, dude. Yeah. Those guys that don't know how to fix things are always the best buy. That's right. Ew, 4x2. Yeah, Geek, that's the thing. It's a 4x2, and so is mine. So is my F-250. It's not 4x4. I can make it 4x4 for, I don't know, with the prices that I saw, I can make it 4x4 for like $1,000. Yeah, we could make it. I'm talking, and that's like an F-350 solid axle swap in the front, 460 ZF5 with a ZF5 behind it, 4x4, right? And then all the bells and whistles for it, like maybe $1,000 to do, like get the engine. A good engine, good transmission, good solid front axle. It'll bolt into Tough Enough, dude. Yeah, Super Crab, that's right. If you do buy it, I'll have to drop by, help wrench, and I'll buy it. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool to do some wheeler dealer actions on Temple. That'd be cool. It'd be fun. I'm thinking about doing that. That'd be cool. Let me fix my stuff first. But yeah, it's good to know. Those parts ain't going anywhere. Trust me. There was so many of them that I'm like not even concerned about not doing that right now. Anyway, back into space news. So, check this out. This is coming from Julia Bergeron here. Julia Bergeron is a co-founder of the Space Coast Alliance and a contributor for NASA Spaceflight. She was on the SLS rollout call the other day doing some live streaming work for them. Knock knock. Delivery for SpaceX at the South Gate. Although I'm not actually sure what this is, hopefully the dots can connect on our next flyover. Let's take a look. What do we got here? Yep. Nope. I don't know. It's a stand. It's a heavy-duty stand for whatever it is. I never understood 4x2 trucks. Like, why would you not want four-wheel drive? It's a truck. Towing. Towing, geek. Towing. Some people don't need it. If you're just towing stuff around. Launch table version 2? I don't think that's the launch table, Ando. I'm not sure what that is, to be 100% honest with you. I don't know. Yeah, I know, Caveman. Yeah, that's right. Maybe a Starship nose cone jig? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, Supercraft. It's definitely something. It's a big piece of metal, that's for sure. Is it me or does it look like a figure eight? Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, it's kind of looks like this, right? Like binoculars almost. Yeah, interesting. Let's see. Does anybody? Now I'm curious if the SpaceX truck was just a coincidence, as it's still hanging out down the road. Never know. It could be for Blue Origin, who has been expanding towards LC-12. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Well, I'm sure we'll find out in good time. Now, okay. Speaking of jigs here, check this out. Some tooling already being moved into the Star Factory. Not sure what jig this is for yet, but we're working on IDing it. Bulkheads. Yeah, that's bulkhead. It's a bulkhead jig all day. Might be something for the new assembly buildings. Yeah, Speedy, maybe. Doesn't four-wheel drive affect part degradation, turning radius, and gas mileage? I just know I shouldn't use four-wheel drive on roads with a 4Runner. It depends. It depends, Phil. Depends on the truck. Depends on what type of four-wheel drive do you have. Do you have a limited slip diff? Do you have an open diff? Do you have lockers? Yeah, because don't run lockers on the street. That's not a good idea. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, Speedy. Have I missed your thoughts on the new Antares? The new Antares, Pete. Actually, here, check this out. Speaking of that, Firefly in North... Wait, what, Pigzig? I know that this is coming from Firefly here. Launch update. After completing a wet dress rehearsal last week, we conducted a successful static fire today. Our launch is now scheduled for September 11th. Alpha Flight 2 is ready and headed to the black. Stay tuned for more updates. I saw this. Yep, T-Tab. Wait, you don't know? Dude, I've been paying more attention to drywall, Penta, than I have anything else. Oh, Creeper, yeah. I'll check the flyover in a moment. Firefly's making the first stage for the new Antares. Huh. Is that something we can... It's all good, now you know. Yeah. Announcement. Exciting news today. Northrop Grumman and Firefly have joined forces to provide an American-built first stage upgrade for the Antares rocket and a new medium launch vehicle to serve commercial, civilian, and national security missions. Ah. 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 Damn. Kind of bumming about that. Let me explain. That's actually really cool news. That means we get to see more Antares, and I'm sure the people at Firefly are very happy about this. The reason why I'm like, oh no, is because I was hoping that Antares being on the way out would mean that Northrop Grumman would pull their head out of their culo and develop Omega. Oops. I wanted Omega, indeed. Firefly, RJ, what Firefly is trying to do is position themselves as a parts supplier for other rockets, meaning that, like, rocket fittings, rocket engines, rocket fuel tanks, you can buy whatever you want. It's all a la carte. You don't just buy the launch vehicle. If I wanted to start a rocket company and I wanted Firefly's propulsion to save on some cash, I could do it. That's what Firefly is trying to do. They're trying to be a parts supplier on top of a launch vehicle. On top of launching vehicles, they make a la carte landers. They're trying to make a little mini lander for landing on the moon. They're trying to do all kind. Dude, they're a little bit all over the place. They're trying to be, but they're positioning themselves to try to be a launch provider and a parts supplier at the same time. It's actually really, really cool stuff. And this is a good example of it. This is a good example of exactly what I'm talking about. See that? It's to the point where they could literally, like, Firefly is trying to diversify and be a parts supplier to the point where you could just borrow the stage from them. You could buy stages from them, and it's not a problem. Bosch, but for rockets. Yeah, Bosch is a parts supplier. They make a lot of parts for cars. Do they make cars? No. They could. Yeah, Pigzig, that's really cool. Like a car parts franchise, but not with cars. Bingo. Yeah, Pete, that's really freaking cool, man. That's really cool. That's really good news. Who could potentially buy from them? Any company in the U.S.? That's really cool. Like a Lend-Lease business model? No. Wholesale. Wholesale, Victor. You buy the first stages. You buy engines, you could buy fittings, you could buy first stages. That's what they're trying to do. That's what Firefly's trying to do. That's their, the Rock Auto of space. Bingo. Firefly has really turned the corner. Fingers crossed for the 11th launch. Yeah, they'll do it. They'll do it. Pete, they'll do it. I'm positive. You have flight test data. It's going to get done. In 30 years, we'll have a KSP-style catalog of parts. Oh, Ando, I'm hoping. I'm hoping someday we can go into the junkyard and I can find rocket engines like I can find engines for my truck. Ah, yes, Rocketine. We got lots of that. Outlanders, they come here, they no buy what nobody buys. I'm related to space, but me and Top Fuel are starting to level some mountains so we can do further out expansion. Oh, okay. I got popcorn. There was only a little bit left, that's it. Oh, I got a kernel, damn it. Ah! I hate that. Alright, anyway. Credits will be fine. No, they won't! Bezos bucks will be fine. No, they won't! If you had a supplier, you could do an actual business plan for a rocket company. Rubles will do fine. No, they won't! Sorry, that was messed up. Oh, okay. Yeah, Speedy, right? Okay, so that's cool. Firefly is going to make the new first stages for basically, I think it's called Taurus 3, that project. Taurus 3 is basically Antares 2.0. Antares is technically a Taurus 2 rocket, if you really want to know. They changed the name to Antares when they got the commercial resupply contract. It's based off of the Taurus 1 rocket. Taurus 1, Taurus 2, Taurus 3. Yep. So, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. I wish them all the best. All right. Let's see what's going on. Greg Scott did another flyover here of Starbase down at the Cape. Let's see what's going on down there. Have Astra sorted out their issues? Speedy, they actually abandoned Rocket 3.3. I'm serious. They're moving on to Rocket 4. Yeah, they abandoned that design. Hey, Chrome. That's a no then, Speedy? Yeah. I don't know what to make of that. Yeah, they were like, yeah, that design sucks. We're gonna design. We'll move on to bigger and better things. It's like, you will? Okay. Firefly's engines are on Astra's rocket now. No. Astra uses Delphin engines. That's an in-house design. Given that it had only one successful launch, I don't blame them. Very interesting. All right, let's see what's going on here. All right. Wednesday's flyover of SpaceX's Starbase and NASA pads at 39AB showed lots of activity. Greg Scott is a photographer, an independent photographer. Actually, he takes photos from Marcus' house. I didn't know that. All right, cool. Let's see what Greg's up to. Took some pictures of what's going down. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. There's 39A. Yeah, whatever that thing is. I still can't figure out what that thing is. Now, Creeper, what did you want me to see here? That's the quick disconnect arm. There's the chopsticks right there. There's the cart. That's the cradle that'll hold the chopsticks. It's a kind of an interesting thing that the chopsticks for the Starship pad that's going to be at the Cape are actually half the length of the ones that are at Boca Chica. They're stubby. They're stubby chopsticks. Yeah, very, very interesting. Huh. I know the weather has been poor down here at the Cape, but I'm kind of surprised they haven't lifted segment 7 for the Starship Tower. Yeah. We're looking, I mean, Rev, yeah, that's interesting. You're right. Dude, look, they got the top segment already ready to go. So the flight at the end of this month, is that to whip around the moon and come back? I thought they would need to do other tests before going directly to the moon. That one's going right to the moon, dude. Yeah. It's going to a distant retrograde orbit, the Artemis 1 mission. DRO is what it's called.
Discovery.
Distant retrograde. Yeah, it's going to spend like a week and a half out there, depending on when they launch. Could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be a week and a half. Yep. It's pretty hardcore, and we should have a live stream of it the entire time. Yeah, they're going to have live streaming cameras on the Orion. That's confirmed from NASA. Poison, 16-month resub. Thank you. There's Star Factory. Star Factory at the Cape. This is down, there's Kennedy Space Center over there, like the business area. And then there's ONC where the Orion capsules are made. As you see in some of the other ones, it appears that a Liebherr 11,000 crane down there is being subleased from Buckner. That's what I've heard, Jim. Yeah, it's gonna be like the Tesla Roadster, but it won't go out after 6 hours. At least it shouldn't. Yeah, pretty crazy. I'm so looking forward to the new high-def images coming. Yeah, exactly, Reb. Yep, we'll be able to look at the moon and stuff. It'll be pretty cool. Hopefully. That's 11 days away, which is crazy. The treads have the SpaceX logo, but other parts painted in black livery say Buckner on them. Interesting. Buckner's probably operating the crane for SpaceX. Yeah, guys. Can you believe that? 11 days till we send something back to the moon. If memory is serving me correctly, the last NASA mission that went to the moon was the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite. That's TESS. That was in 2016. Before that, it was 2009, the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, and then before that, it was the Apollo missions. Yeah. Yeah, there's also Capstone. Capstone isn't at the moon yet, so I didn't really count that, but I'm talking about, I guess LRO doesn't really count. TESS is, I'm talking about like a NASA launch payload on a NASA rocket. I think Apollo was the last one. But yeah, it'll mark the real big start of the Artemis missions, guys. I mean, it's going to be a little bit before the next one, but still, it's still a red letter day. Can you believe that? It's just a week and a half away. It's kind of hard to believe. It's always felt like we're months away, and now we're less than 2 weeks. Yeah. Hey, Aldesert. Throughout human history, we believed the moon is made out of cheese. We sent astronauts to visit the moon in the 60s and 70s, discovered it was in fact not made out of cheese. We haven't been back since. It really is pretty crazy, isn't it? It's pretty nuts, dude. It's what I've been saying, Rev. What I try to explain to people is, like, everybody's still, first of all, there are still some naysayers with SLS, but the vast majority of people have turned into gigantic cheerleaders for SLS, which I find very funny. That's funny to me. But hey, whatever. If everybody's going to come around, everybody's going to come around. Now, the second part is, like, you don't really realize how profound these missions are until after they happen, like well after they happen. Like, it takes a second to kind of place together what we just saw. Like, the first Falcon Heavy launching the Roadster into space. It seemed ridiculous at the time, but, I mean, that was a pretty big deal. Falcon Heavy, et cetera, et cetera. That got SpaceX basically into the heavy launch business, right? DM1. DM1 didn't seem like that big of a deal at the time. DM2, I mean, it was a big deal when we watched it, but, the impact of that, Dragon capsules, now, people take that for granted. Now, like, oh yeah, we can launch people to the space station. We went right back to, like, oh yeah, we've always had that capability, not realizing it took 10 years to get us there. Like, there's always a profound impact, I don't think people are going to I don't think people realize how ridiculous this actually is, what we're about to do here. Watch the first steps on the moon on a 12-inch black and white TV at the lake. Miss Walter, yeah. Now it seems that man has extended its reach to the surface of the moon. We're getting word now that Neil is stepping off the capsule. I've watched that footage before, Smutty. I wasn't here for that. Yeah. Is any of the Artemis 2 hardware at KSC yet? The Orion capsule is, yeah. We're about to witness the first pictures coming from the moon here. I think this launch is the start of a lot of cool stuff relating to the moon, even if it's not on SLS. Yeah, Rev, in retrospect, it's definitely, don't get me wrong, not counting my chickens before they hatch. You got to get it there and back, but It'll have a pretty damn profound effect. Something probably in line with like the first drone ship landing or the first Falcon 9 landing. That was insane. How'd the block sanding go? I finished up more spackle work today, Killer, because real life, a lot of other things to deal with, but I love the little models to demonstrate. Yeah, they had the little model with the moving background, right? Like just the lunar surface moving background. That was cool, man. I've like I said, Sonny, I've watched the footage before. I wasn't here for that, but yeah, it's pretty damn profound, dudes. SLS is, dude, it's here. You believe that? I mean, Rev, you nailed it, dude. It seemed like it was always a long way away. Like SLS was a distant dream. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it'll launch someday. Now it's there. It's on the pad. It's like, oh, well, that happened pretty quick. You know, it seems like yesterday that, you know, like, oh, it's gonna get delayed till like 2017. Oh, it's gonna launch in 2018. Oh man, like, no, we're here. 2022. It's ready to go. I hope this makes people who don't follow spaceflight more excited about it. The views are going to do it, dude. The views are going to do it, Rev. Yeah, we're going to gain a whole new crop of spaceflight fans with this. At least I hope. Anyway, let's go back and look at more of Greg's pictures here. There's another one. Over at Blue, we have new land being cleared for buildings, as well as an addition to the warehouse. At Roberts Road, the top section of the tower is now almost complete. The high bay footing is done, and the tracks for the new Starship transporter are on site. Oh yeah, there it is. It's an uncrewed mission, Jim. Yep, unmanned. Yep. You guys remember, like, 6 months ago when this was a field? Yeah, this is over at Blue. Oh, they started grading whatever this is. Thanks, Nick Cade. Appreciate that. Yeah, Blue started grading for a new facility out here. I really want to know what the heck they're doing, man. But hey, it's alright. We'll find out in good time. We're looking at swamp pictures on Google Maps. Yep. Just call you Nick? Alright, cool. Gotcha. I remember some interesting road corner discussions. Did your boy call that, though? Like, I was like, oh, they're going to build heavy equipment here. They're going to build another Starship factory. The roads say that they will. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, as always, if you've hit the page, please hit the follow button. Check the Patreon. Yeah, here. There's Patreon for Greg if you like the flyby photos here. I'll link it in chat for people that want that. Factory for New Armstrong? Possibly. Possibly. Yeah. Crazy. What are we looking at here? Oh, this is the Saturn V set. This is over at the SLF, the shuttle landing facility. The runway for the SLF is right here. NASA's grading something out over there. Cool. Blue's staging an extension to their facility here. I'll answer that question in a second, Hooded. There's the 2CAT. Tank cleaning and testing. No, tank cleaning and testing facility 2. Everybody calls it the 2CAT. Interesting. Okay. I've come across... Hooded, I've come across a phrase in a YouTube video, but couldn't understand completely. Phrase was GNC lock the room, and it's been said it was a given order by the flight director. What does it mean? Lock the room usually happens when there's a failure going on. The idea is that you want to preserve data. So think about it. It helps in what's called fault tree analysis, Hooded. So the idea is nobody comes in or out. Nobody screws with the computers.
Discovery, go at throttle
If you have a mission that fails, you lock the doors. And the reason why is that you want to preserve everything in its current state. Think about it like if a crime scene investigator, right, had a snapshot right when the crime was committed. It would be a lot easier to solve, don't you think? Same idea. When you lock the doors, you're trying to preserve telemetry. Now, don't get me wrong. It might not be failure that causes that, Hooded. You might want to preserve the telemetry because it's a very important thing. Like, I'm pretty sure they did lock the doors on the Apollo program. Like, when they were going to land, they said, everybody that shouldn't be here should get the frick out. Lock the damn doors. No one comes in, no one comes out. We need to focus on actually landing so we don't crash into the moon, right? The idea is to preserve the telemetry and preserve everything in its current state and make sure that, you know, if there's a failure, to basically have a snapshot of what happened. They do that to preserve. It's called maintaining the data. It literally means go to the door and lock it. Lock the door. Like key. Lock the door so no one comes in and out. That's all. That's all that means. Yeah, you could do it for a couple of different reasons. It's part of flight director stuff. Like Columbia, when Columbia didn't come home, they locked the doors to preserve the data so they could figure out what the hell just happened, because they were like, that's not right. We just lost all communication with the vehicle. So what happened with Columbia is that they had signal, and the signal was okay, and then it wasn't okay. Then they started losing sensors. They started losing systems. More and more systems on the shuttle went offline as STS-107 re-entered, as Columbia came back. So they were trying to figure. They're like, oh, what's going on here? Stuff's going wrong. We got to lock the doors. We got to figure out what the heck's going on here, because the disaster just happened, right? So it did come close, except the skill Armstrong had that saved them. That's right, Speedy. That's correct. I'm pretty sure they did that during Apollo 11 because they thought Neil and Buzz were going to crash into the moon. And then Neil said that.
The Eagle has landed.
Hey, Anth. Thanks, man. And Noobs are at 39 months. 39-month resub. Thank you. And thanks for the cash, man. How you doing? Yeah, nice timing. What happened is that the computer on the Apollo guidance computer had basically a stack overflow. In modern terms, stack overflow. Yeah, if you're a programmer, you understand what that means. Basically, stack overflow means the computer has to... There's too much... The computer's trying to do too many things at once, and it has to kind of prioritize what it should be doing, and it basically makes a to-do list, and then it starts doing that at any speed that it can. The reason why that happened is because they didn't shut something off that they needed for a previous part of descent. They didn't shut it off, so the computer basically overloaded itself. And that's that 1201, 1202 alarm, was the computer basically saying, I can't fly this thing because I'm trying to handle too many things at once. So they were worried they were going to crash. Neil saw that and literally switched the computer off and took that son of a gun in manually. Manually. He manually landed on the moon on the first try. It is a nuts story. Like, Apollo 11's insane. It's insane. It's ridiculous. Yeah, they were very close to, like, they basically went well past the point of, like, an abort. If Neil had been in the air for, like, another 15, 20 seconds, they would have had to abort. Like, it was that close. They barely made it because the computer started to freak out and they wouldn't have had enough TWR to land. Any Kerbal player knows, like, you know, you don't time the burns correctly, you're paint on the surface of the moon, right? Neil saw that was basically what was going on. The computer couldn't execute the burns fast enough, so he was like, okay, screw this, I'll do this myself. And he did. He also saw that the computer was basically going to take them down in a really rocky area, so he hopped. He hopped the damn LEM manually. Dude, it is like Chad tier stuff. If you want to read about it, it's really, really crazy. Is Neil the only one to manually land on the moon? As far as I know, W, yeah. AGC is pretty old tech, but it sounds like there was more of a task scheduling thing rather than a stack overflow. From people in the know, I've been told there was a stack overflow, but I don't know, Jim. I don't know programming too well. Yeah. The flight surgeons were looking at Neil's heart rate. He never missed a beat. He was just like, I mean, listen to him. Listen to him when he lands. He's like, oh, nope. 1201. Buzz, 1201, 1202. Yeah, we're not going to land in time. We're going to crash. All right. Take this thing in manually. Okay. Coming down. 15 at 30. Coming down. Like, just brought it in. Even when he landed, he's like, okay, engine stop. All right, safing this system, safing that system. We're down. Okay. Like, he was going through the checklist in his head even after they landed. It took him like a good 20 to 30 seconds to be like, oh yeah, hey guys, I landed on the moon, by the way. It's some gnarly stuff. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. Yep. 4 down, 2 over. Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I've shook the guy's hand that replied to him. We copy you down, Eagle. There's a bunch of guys turning blue down here. We're breathing again. Actually, he says, Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. There's a bunch of guys turning blue down here. We're breathing again. I've shook that guy's hand. He went to the moon himself a little bit later. Hey, Jay, I mooned my neighbor. Does that count as landing on the moon? Yes. He was not just Chad. He was Giga Chad, Terra Chad, or even Peta Chad. He was Yada Chad. Dude, you dropped your crown here, Neil. Like, unbelievable. It is, like, he's just like, I'll just fly it manually. Okay, yep, we're down. Oh, that's too rocky. I'm gonna take us down into a nicer spot. That area's too rocky. I'm telling you. Like, here, I'll use this Canada Dry bottle. Like, anybody in Kerbal knows that if you're coming down like this, right? And if you're coming down and you negate your vertical speed, what you're gonna do is this. You're coming down like this, and then you negate your vertical speed. You do a radial out burn. Actually, on this vector, you'll go down, and then you'll just kind of run parallel to the surface until gravity takes you down again. He hopped it. He did an in-flight hop with the LEM. It is bonkers. It is absolutely insane. On the first try. Like, don't get me wrong. I can do that in Kerbal. I can make that happen in Kerbal, no problem. But I've landed on the moon millions of times in KSP. On the first frigging try. That is damn impressive. SpaceX need to call their moonlander Neil Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin. They're not both dead, Creeper. Buzz Aldrin's still alive. What are you talking about? The rendezvous radar on, Jim. Yeah, that sounds right. They left something else on that wasn't supposed to be on, and it overloaded the computer. But NASA wanted to figure out, Gene Kranz and Chris Kraft back down in Houston wanted to figure out why it was doing that. They had to figure it out, so that's why they locked the doors. Makers, they have EJ. I live in Neil Armstrong's boyhood town, and they have a festival that honors him every July. This year, they had the Navy divers that swam up to Apollo 11. That was cool to meet him. That's awesome, Dave. how much visibility do you have for the landing? The LEM actually it's pretty good. But and a lot of people don't know this here. A lot of people don't know this. The LEM would say this side, say the Canada Dry logo, right, is where the window is, right? The LEM would be like this, right? And during the final PDI burn, it would flip. And they would come in facing towards the sky. That way, when you came down, right? When you went down into land, you could see the horizon better. I mean, amongst other reasons. I'm sure there were other reasons for it. But yeah, they actually flipped it around and were facing up in space and coming down like this, coming down with the windows facing out. And then when you come in to do the landing, you can see the horizon. So you kind of come in like an airplane. It's actually, it seems weird to do it like that, but that's actually a really smart idea. You really do want to look where you're going, right? You don't want to be flying backwards, right? Wait, it did a prograde radial outburn? If anything, I assumed it would be retrograde radial out to slow down. Yeah, Phil, he hopped it like this. So coming in for a landing, hopped it like that, and then landed somewhere else. Manually. That is bananas. That is so difficult. Guy just did it, no problem. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you know what, Neil? I made my bed today. So, there. Oh, Bree's here.
I am.
Hello?
Hello.
You getting ready to go?
Yeah. Just gonna come in and see what the chances are of getting you to end Space News early, but my guess is 0.
Discovery.
Why do you
go
want
and
me to
throttle
end Space News early?
Because I don't want to drive. And then you have a car you could drive that isn't a, I don't know.
That isn't a what?
That isn't
a what?
That is newer than 10 years old.
Should I drive her? Good choice of words. Yeah, Jim, I know what you mean. Yeah? No? Tessa, nope. Well done on making your bed. Brimo must be proud. Yep. Hey, Omega, the day's going good. Yes, then she owes you one.
It's totally up to you. If you're busy with stuff, I'll figure it out. It was just an idea.
Chauffeur duty is the highest honor. Yeah, but Aldazard, we have to go negotiate Route 3. But I don't want her doing that by herself. She grew up, Aldazard, she grew up where roads actually make sense. Like nice perfect grids that go north, south, east, and west. So ew. What is the status on the office? I gotta sand some drywall, Draco. I was gonna do that after this. I got all the spackle in, so it should be good. Route 3? Hell no. No, Brimo's the strong and independent whammons. Hey, Niv. Got the home inspection in. Got a couple sus things. There always is, dude. Niv, you gotta remember, with a home inspection, dude, even if the house was built to code, the code changes. So you could have a house that was built 5 years ago that would come up with red flags in the building inspection because the building code changes. So, yeah, no problem, dude. Get that garage, man. Route 3 ain't that bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's just the damn on-ramps, dude. They suck. Oh, Inky, that stinks. Anyway, fellas, we got through most of Space News. We didn't get to see this Boca Chica footage today, but yeah, we can watch that tomorrow. And we have actually tomorrow's going to be a longer Space News stream because at 2 o'clock there's a press conference for Artemis 3 landing sites. Yeah, NASA's going to announce the candidates for landing the the Artemis 3 mission. Whatever happened to flying cars? Yeah, man. You know that George Jetson was born this year, technically, Speedy, right? Do it. She agreed to buy a house with you that has a high bay. All right, Pete. That's fair. Dave, always help out your lady. Then you have leverage in the future for when you screw up and she yells at you. Okay. You drive a hard bargain, chat. Synerd, I looked at the breakers in the house, and the 50 amp that goes to here says 240 on it. I'm gonna go ahead and say that yeah, we can get 240 out here. Yeah. Happy wife, happy life.
Can I just tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you're actually considering this? Because I was just gonna come in, say bye, and leave, and now now I'm like, oh thank God.
Primo has some prior things to do. She's basically gonna be gone, so party at my place. No, don't do that. So the house's breaker goes to the rear building. Niff, are you talking about your house or my house? We need to redo that properly, split the panel. Dude, my house is wired that way. I have 200 amp service going into the house and 50 amp out to the garage, split off the main panel. It's a 50 amp split. Yeah, that's fine. No, it's not a split. It's a sub panel. That's what it's called. I'm learning. The one I'm looking at. Nah, dude, my house is wired like that. Who cares? Dude, we actually figured this out yesterday, Niv, for what it's worth. It's a 50 amp double breaker in the house and here. So what that means in plain English is that I can get heavy duty stuff out here, like the type of outlets 240 volt service, like the type of stuff that you need to power a dryer and stuff, or in my case, power tools. So I could put heavy equipment in here, and it's already pre-wired for it. Yeah, that's pretty. See, she's like, oh, okay. Now reread. The main panel goes to the rear of the building to a panel there, then splits again to the shop in the back. 3 panels in series. Oh, yeah, no. Mine's 1 and 1. I have 1 sub panel. Yeah. She's so supportive of your endeavors. Driving her is the least you have. No idea how rare that is. Yeah, Dale. No power tools. No power tools. All right, dudes. So yeah, we'll can it a little bit earlier today. I'm gonna go drive her. So yeah, fellas, I hope you enjoyed Space News for today. Once again, these streams are kind of pretty informal. It's kind of just to have some fun, talk about space, make sure my finger's still on the pulse.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
I've been doing a lot of normie stuff lately. Driveway's gravel though, so it wouldn't be terrible to redo the power to the rear shop. Yeah. I had to dig a trench. For my internet. Look at the blister on my hand. That's a big blister, but it's pretty much healed now. It's like the size of a dime, dude. Yeah, Speedy. All right, man. Be good. Good night. All right, guys.
Thanks, guys, and thank you again.
Sure. That was days ago, crybaby. Doesn't hurt anymore. It hurt when I popped it. I was shoveling the trench out to get the internet lines out here, and I was trying to get a rock, and I pushed it, and I popped the blister mid-shovel. That, dude, you know what? You can call me a wimp. That frigging hurt. I was like, oh, and just all out, like, I'm like, oh, that's not good. Biggest sus thing is that the house panel has good Romex wiring, but it's splined in the, yeah. Make sure you get that stuff figured out, dude. Anyway, fellas, I will see you tomorrow at 4 for more Space News. We'll go over more Starship stuff tomorrow. But yeah. I climbed up to the roof and cleaned the solar panels yesterday. Literally napped half the day. Yeah. Houses need a lot of maintenance. I never really kind of realized it until I own one. But it's like cars, but stationary. Cars need maintenance. So do houses. Who knew? It's a damn adulting thing. Anyway, I'm gonna drive her, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back tomorrow at 4. Once again, it's Space News for tomorrow and the day after. And then actually, depending on how tomorrow goes, I got to talk to my electrician. He might come here when I have to do Space News on Saturday. So, yeah, I might need 3 days for the weekend to get this stuff done and get the office ready to go. What I'm trying to do is get my main setup back up, not just this couch setup. This is just a laptop with a webcam. Like, it's not... I'm trying to get my main encoding streaming rig thing set up, and I need to get my office done to do that. That's what I've been doing. We're pretty much moved in. But, yeah, so, got to get that done. Anyway. Pete. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good night. I got to click through all the dang windows. I don't have the monitor real estate that I usually do. All right. See you guys. Thank you. And thank you for the tip.
Bye.
Everybody that bit tips.